Good morning, YouTube. I know I haven't posted in a while. Weather's been terrible. I live in Texas, so we had some major storms the past couple days and life-threatening weather. A lot of people were affected. A lot of people got swept away in cars. That's one of the reasons I haven't posted lately. Another reason is, like everybody else who has a small channel, we got jobs. I work a full-time job. I also have a small lawn care business. I run solo. It's my side hustle. It's my extra change. Money for more gear. Money for more fishing lures, more fishing stuff, fishing related. So life gets in the way. I got a wife, family. I got vehicles to take care of, a boat to take care of. Life is getting in the way a little bit. You can't fish in these waters right now. We're just saturated with water. A lot of ponds are overfilled. Creeks are running too fast. One of the other reasons is because I've been on a horrible bite. I live in Texas, and you would think, shoot, all these places to fish. Yes, we have a lot of places to fish. I haven't been able to get on them. To me, it's heartbreaking. I love fishing. That's my passion. One of my other passions is also making, in a sense where I like sharing my videos. Not so much making them for a living, or it's not like I'm gonna get rich. I'm not gonna get rich doing this. 50 years old, I just love to fish, and I want it documented. Later on, my kids can show their kids, hey, look what Grandpa did, or just have some memories of me, right? Okay, so today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're doing a review on the Old Town Sportsman PDL 106. I have it set up to where I like it. I'm not gonna give you all the ins and outs. I'm just gonna run through the kayak and some mods I did. So that's the walk around of the kayak. Right now I'm going to give you a walk through the kayak. How I have it set up, what I like, what I don't like about the kayak. It's going to be a little bit of two flavors. One of how I fish it, how I use it, and the other is what I think they should have done different. First of all, this is an awesome kayak. I was debating about the 106 versus the 120. However, I didn't make a bad purchase. For being a small kayak is great. I'm a big guy. I weigh about 220. It's an awesome kayak. It's spacious, it's roomy, even for having that drive in the middle is really, really good. We'll start from the front. I did wash her down. I've had this kayak for about 5 months. I haven't done much to it, but get it dirty. So today I did wash it down. I wiped it down. But other than that, I push it in the garage with the boat. I leave it there until I use it again. It's a pretty clean kayak. It stays clean. You don't get a lot of splash on the inside, only because the holes are so high. So anyways, let's get right into it. This front center hatch, it doesn't bother me because I don't use it. My fat ass isn't going to reach all the way up to the front. Like I said, I just washed it down. Not a drip of water, not a drip. And I've taken this on some heavy waves out on a bigger lake. It does very well. Now the handle, I like it. Those that say, oh, I wish I had the handle this way so that you can carry it like so, but to me it doesn't matter. And this kayak is light when it doesn't have the drive in it. It's very light. I've taken down some small creeks. It does very well. Moving on over, let's start with the drive. I haven't seen any rust on the bolts. There's some people who upgrade to the paddles right away. I'm not there yet. I haven't felt the need to do that. And these little cushion thingies, looks like they're taped on. Those are working really well. If it's not broke, why fix it, right? A little camera mount I put there, facing right to the seat. The drive is with this knob here. You lock it in. You go to lock it in, unlock it. It's self-explanatory. There's got the unlock and lock. Now to lift it, all you have to do when you come up on some shallow water, you're just putting in, and then you just lock it in place. It'll sit right on that groove right there. And it's good. It's got this little propeller system here. There's a guy, Navari. He makes all these upgrades, which are all cool and everything. But right now I haven't seen the need to do that. If I'm careful and I'm cautious about my area I'm fishing, I don't think I'm going to get there. But eventually I know I will break this. It's going to happen. Accidents happen. I like the seat adjustment here where you can pull up and then you slide. One modification I did is if you flip the seat up, now, like I was telling you, this Navarre guy, he makes these seat risers right here. And all I did was put Velcro, right? And I put a strip, so if I need to adjust, all I have to do is move it front to back, back to front, either or. I can put it in the middle, wherever my seat is going to sit at that current moment. You know, I can even there, I can still push it back. It doesn't go anywhere. I've had it in the water. It's been on the rough waters too. This here is my battery compartment. I have it open right now. I let it air out. I was charging it. That's all it is. It's one of those game cameras. People, you can go with a Nakua or whatever. Bach. I got a $20 game camera, and that works fine. That works a long time. I don't have a large fish finder up front. It's just to power it up, and it works fine. I could go like 8 hours on end and nothing. It won't die out or anything. That's on several trips. And then I just put this loom, and then I run the wire through here. I know I'm going to get some heat for this one. It's thin enough where it doesn't even interfere or get stuck or kinked. And once I set my seat, I don't move it, and I just leave it like that. I just start the morning on that position, and I stay with it all day. So, and here I got a little knife where, you know, cut some lures off, or you get tangled, caught in a tree, and you want to get that out, or even for protection. In here under the seat, this is one of the things I really love about this kayak is the underseat storage. I just put this box in here to give you an example. You can put your day box in there, and it's not banging around on the floor and making all kinds of noise. But yeah, that's what a 3700 box Plano, if it's right under there. Sometimes that's all I need. When I'm fishing these small creeks, I can throw a whole bunch of lures in there, spinnerbait, topwater, frogs, and still be okay. And then I could throw some worms in there too. That box is strictly just for the day box, and I can put plastics in there. Even if the scent gets, or it gets, you know, oily from the scents, I'm not even worried about it. I got boxes of these galore, so I'm not worried about ruining a couple. Here, these side pockets, these work really good. I usually carabiner some boomerang line clippers right in here. Extra storage for maybe some hooks, a little box of hooks and plastics. Same thing on the other side. I do the same thing there. Coming to the fish finder, it's just a Garmin Striker 5, I believe. Good little unit. It's not going to put you on some great fish. It'll just tell you. I mainly use it for water temperature and depth. You know, the rest I got to figure out. I'm not a scoper or anything, so I'm not worried about having a big old screen on here. At least not right now. I'm not. Okay, the handles, they're very comfortable. This and to put, you could car top this, but I don't. I got a truck. I just load it up in there and I'm good to go, and I strap it down. This cup holder, this here, I believe I bought at Walmart. All I did was put some tape around it. It fits nice and snug, because this cup holder here is like way over large, which is good when I take my big cup. But if I'm just going for the day and I got bottled water, I could put that one in there and it'll fit a lot better. Or I could throw some lures in there. Usually if I'm fishing, I'm not drinking too much, I usually just take a sip of water, tea or whatever, and I'll put my drink back into the cooler. This here is your rudder system, which deploys it. You just crank this handle this way, it'll throw your rudder down. I'm not too, well, how can I say, I've had a Hobie. I have a Hobie, the Hobie Outback. Those lines tend to, because they're, well, for the first time in about 10 years, this is the first time I actually had to redo the line. So Hobie does make a great kayak, but this here, I believe, is a metal cable from what's coming in from the back of the, where the rudder's at. It's a metal cable, so that's going to be tough to break. But I'm really pretty gentle with my kayaks. I got a rod holder here, same on this other side, working to the back. This here is my crate. It's not nothing much, but it's enough to hold 3 reels there, and one here and one here if I wanted to. So I could hold about 5, which I don't take that many anyway. That would be my setup for a good 5-hour fishing trip, and then I'll just swap out lures. And here you can tell you got the PDL 106. These were the steel cables I was talking about, and I like those. I think I can, if something were to fail, I could fix that easily. You know, I got some of this. I like I said, I do lawns, and you'll notice this looks like one of those cables from the lawnmower, the self-propelled system. The rudder's good. It's a large, long rudder, so you get a lot of water displacement. As a matter of fact, let me put it down so you can see. Now, if you're interested in buying one in Old Town, Look at that. Look how much underneath the hull. So it's got a lot of, can push a lot of water. What I'm trying to say, I guess, it's in the water deep enough to where if you make a slight turn, you're gonna turn. So that's one thing good about this kayak, that comes stock. On the Hobie, you, in order to do that, you would have to purchase a sail rudder to get that rudder to turn deeper in the water for more resistance, I guess. And this one comes stock, so shout out to Old Town for that. Moving on to the back, I got it decorated, nothing special. And then coming this way, what am I missing? Okay, there's that other rod holder. This is, whoever thought of this is genius. This is a forward-facing rod holder. If I wanted to, I could take my pole, I could take my rod and put it in there like this, and as I'm sitting, I can tinker on the bait. As the bait would hang down here, I'm sitting in the chair. I can easily swap out lures or unhook a fish, put the rod down, concentrate on the fish and the catch, unhook and release. You know, this here is your rudder control. So that other one drops the rudder down, this one controls the steering. Left, left, right, right, simple. And it's got this little lock washer type deal where it'll give the, I guess, this contraption more of resistance, so that when you're getting hit by a wave, though, it doesn't automatically turn on you. But never really had a problem with that. Just adjust it, just take care of it, you know, you'll be fine. One other thing too, let's talk about this here, which I like it, but I don't use it. So this is in lock position, open. Now we take this off. And I just washed this kayak and I was hitting it with some water big time. As you can see, you got some water all around here. There's a drip right there, but that's from the lid when I opened it. Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone, nothing in there. That's one thing I like about this kayak. The Hobie, man, they need to get their stuff together. Old Town's catching up, buddy. And there's another block. It doesn't have to be exactly center, but once you're sitting on it, I mean, really, do I need to go and buy $50 risers? No, don't. I mean, if you got the cash, go for it, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. The seat, let's talk about the seat. Seat's very comfortable. I've sat in this seat for about 8 hours sometimes. I've had this kayak for about 4 or 5 months now. Not a single issue, not one. I like how wide it is. The Hobie, however, is a little more narrow, so you're gonna get that on your hips, on the side of your thigh or whatever. It's, for me it does, at least for me it does. At the time, Hobie was the hottest thing. I grabbed it, I picked it up. Wasn't cheap, but speaking of price point, this one isn't cheap either. But I think with all the stability it gives you, these padded, that's cool. Now let's drop this, let's deploy this thing. Another thing too I really like is this. Not a single drop. You see how it's wet here? Not a single drop on the inside. There, I'll put my cell phone, keys, but I will still put it in the plastic Ziploc bag. I'm just like that because I believe water will get anywhere, and eventually it will. There's going to be a day where that's going to get filled with water. Although this is waterproof, water can get anywhere really. There is no safe space, and eventually in time water will get to it. With these seals, you never know, they could give out and whatnot. This rail system I like. What I don't like is that it's only here and here on the gunnels. They should have done something here where you can put some, maybe put another track, maybe a rocket tube, right? One of those rocket launchers, whatever you call them. Plenty of space under the seat. You could put another box under there. You can, a junk drawer. I've seen that. That's cool, right? I'd like to do that one of these days. I've only had, like I said, I've only had it for a few months, about 5 months, 4 or 5 months. I don't need it, so why am I going to add more stuff to it? I mean, it would be nice if it would come with it, but it doesn't, so I'm not going to go spend no money on trying to modify this thing out. It works fine the way it is, even stock. Okay, if you do decide to get one of these kayaks, or even invest in some of these. These are and you get a lot of water and you have a hatch or whatever, water comes through. Even with Hobies they have that, and if you don't have the drive in, you'll get a lot of water up on the deck of the boat. So these here are like scupper plugs that only water drains in, they don't come, drains out but it doesn't come in. Those are cool. I wish I had them all along the other side of the that I will invest in, because I do see a purpose in having something like that, and having less water on the deck is always good, right? You don't want to slip, or you have your tackle box on the bottom and it's getting all wet and whatnot. Now I think the weight capacity on this is right around 400 pounds, I want to say. I don't know, but it's enough to hold me and the gear that I have. So for specs, you can look it up on the website. I'm not going to get into that. This is just the way I fish it and how I like to fish it, how I like to have it set up. Really clean, not much to it. Oh, one more thing, I did do something, and we're going to talk about that right now. So this here is something I put together. I've seen videos of people making these out of starboard or there's other materials they make them out of. This I would try to make, either DIY this or get one, because a lot of times when you're in shallow water you cannot use the drive. You have something like this, is just, you got to have it. It's a necessity. And I don't know why Old Town doesn't sell these. I don't know if Navarre makes these, but I know there's a company out of Houston that does, and they're like, don't quote me on it, but right around 50-60 bucks, I want to say, especially the way prices going up. I made this myself out of some old cutting board that I got from work. It's about 3/4 of an inch butcher block, right? The white one. You can get these at Walmart. Just the thickness is going to be the deal, because this side here, it's tight. You can't even move it. It locks in like if it fit there. And then I put a little, I still got to paint it. I want to paint it black. Maybe put a design, a fish, a logo or something. This here fits in, it wedges in there and it closes down, and then this locks it in, and it doesn't move front or back. It's a nice tight fit, so this worked out perfect for me. And then I'm going to put a little lanyard in. I can just do it like that, but I prefer probably get a little lanyard or something, so when I want to take it out and put in the drive, I could just take this out and throw it under the seat, right? Or put it in the back, maybe put it in the hatch as I get into some deeper water. But that works. That's one of the things I wish Old Town would come up with, or maybe an option. Another thing too Old Town should have done was, pay close attention, you ain't got no paddle. Now lucky for me that I have paddles. So I have a paddle, the Hobie paddle, and I have the another paddle that I had from a previous kayak that I owned, that I sold. It was junk, that I thought was freaking awesome. So you have to be very, very careful when you're buying a kayak. Now when you're buying a premium kayak, you don't have to worry so much. When you're buying those cheap kayaks from, what's the name of that place, Academy, know what you're getting into. Because I bought one, I thought, hey, oh man, that's gonna be my little creek kayak. This one does both. It's a 10.6 and it's light enough to where you can pull it down some banks. I've done it. I'm 50 years old and I won't say I'm out of shape, but I ain't in great shape either. That's why this is invaluable when you're hitting those shallow waters. Old Town should come up with, or somebody come up with, that makes them cheaper, because I don't see spending $50 or $60 on that. You might as well just make it yourself. Go to Walmart, buy yourself a cutting board and do it yourself, because it's really not worth it. Like I said, if you got the money, then by all means, or you don't have the time, by all means. And with that, I think we're going to close it. But I got one more thing you need when you're getting a kayak or any watercraft. What you need is that. You need a PFD. Most important thing. I mean, we get excited, we want to take the kayak out. Nah, brother, this is the first thing you need to buy. The first thing you need to buy, and make sure it fits well. I have this one. I use this one on the boat. Get something that's going to be comfortable for you while you're sitting in the kayak, Because I'm going to tell you, there's one last thing you need is to be more frustrated or hot, especially here in Texas where it gets really, really hot. And you're talking about 100, 108, 110 degrees out in the open. PFD. I don't recommend this one or this particular one, but I do recommend you getting a PFD that is Coast Guard certified, Coast Guard certified, I should say. And that's the first thing you need to get right after you get the kayak. Don't worry about doing mods, because the mod can't save you, this can. So that's my kayak review. That's my Old Town PDL 106. Great kayak. Get it if you don't have it. If you want it, if you're looking for a kayak that's a decent premium kayak, this is the one to get. I recommend this one. There's not going to be another 10 footer, or there's not too many 10 footers where they're going to have the stability of this one, the features of this one. You're just not going to find it. You can go with another Old Town, but other than that, Old Town, they knocked it out the park, man. Those are two things you're going to need, is a paddle and a PFD. With that being said, this is where we're going to let it go. Thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. All my subscribers, my 75 subscribers, love you guys. And y'all don't know how much y'all get me to want to make more content. And it's not for me, it's because I love it. And I got a crowd behind me of 75 strong. So let's do it. Catch you on the next one. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.